Sometimes we're just stuck in our lives. And a lot of times we don't even know that we're stuck, which is what happened to me this week. And this was a great reminder about how I tend to get unstuck, which is to blow up my life. And that sounds drastic and everything, but it's not really. You can actually do it on a small scale, you can do it on a big scale, but blowing up your life just simply means to me changing the way you've been doing things. And but really, it ends up being where you are blowing it up because you're taking what used to be, blowing it up completely, and allowing it to come back together in a lot better shape than the way you started. So, if you want to come along with me and blow up a few things, stick around. I'm Michael Kowal, and welcome to my world. So, I call this technique blowing up my life. Because I've used it a lot and done exactly that. I took my old life and just completely changed it. I completely upended myself. And actually, like anything that works, any technique that works, you can do it on a small scale or a large scale. It just always seems to work. It's a mechanism that just simply works. And I'll talk about some of the large ones that I've done later on. But what got me going on this whole thing is I got a new standing desk, and which has been fantastic. I've used it for a few days. But what ended up happening is I just have a small studio here, and so the table that used to be here was smaller. This one's larger, and so I had to actually kind of rearrange things. But I took this as an opportunity to actually blow everything up. And so I just kind of like took everything out of the office here and kind of brought it back in and the way I want, which if you look at it, that's why this mechanism is so cool because what you're doing is literally kind of blowing up the way things are, the way you've been doing them. And what happens when something blows up? It basically kind of blows up and out. And if you were to I like thinking of it this way, where if you could freeze frame it, right? You take a really high speed photo of it and you look, you could see bits and pieces of your life flying out beyond you, right? You got the big chunks and the smaller hunks and everything else like that flying past. But if you take a look at them, it's kind of cool. And if you were able to freeze frame it, you could sit there and you go, oh, well, you know what though? I want to keep this little part right here. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to hold on to it. Those, yeah, fly away. Get the hell away from my life. And the rest of it you kind of let settle as it will. But what this is actually is you're taking your old life. And whether you do this on a small scale, like when you move your furniture around in your living room, or in your life, which I've done, I've closed up shop and moved cross country, and a number of other things along the way. You end up taking what was your life or a particular aspect of your life that was literally stuck, that where nothing seemed to work, everything you were doing the same old grind and the same old grind, and everything you expected wasn't happening. And in a lot of ways, when things don't happen, it's the world, the universe asking you to just do something a little different way or a majorly different way. And the thing is if you don't take it upon yourself to blow up your own world, your own life, what tends to happen, and I've seen this so many times, is that life or the universe or the world or whoever will come in and blow it up for you. And I don't know about you, but I do not like when that happens. And it's not an issue of control. What it usually is that I've let it get to a really bad place where my life is so stuck that I will not take the action necessary. So life comes in and forces me to make it. So you can do it on your own. And like I mentioned before, I mean, I'm sure you've done this before, where if you've got like your living room or something like that and you rearrange stuff or your bedroom and everything feels better at the end of it, right? It's that amazing process of just getting in there and kind of tearing it up. And again, like I said before, you sit there and you choose what you want to remain and what you want to get rid of. or you try it with a slightly different view, slightly different placement. And suddenly, all this energy that had been locked up into a stuck pattern gets released. And you can start living again. You can start looking at things a little bit differently. So what I really recommend, and I'm trying to do this myself after this, is to really take it on myself and do it on purpose. Like maybe even once a month, to just kind of take one area to blow up. And it could be as simple as a bookshelf. You take a shelf on a bookshelf, or you take an entire bookshelf and you say, you know what, it's time to blow that thing up. And you're going to want to, because when we get stuck or are beginning to get stuck, you're going to sit there and you say, I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I've got all of these other things lined up that I've got to do, and they are important. But the problem is those are the things that being stuck with that has gotten you to this point. Something that you're doing in your life right now is not working, and it's time to change it. And the best way to do that I've found is really in blowing up those particular aspects. Because it's really hard, I don't know if you've been there, but you probably have and understand, to change things in a small way can be very difficult because we're a little stubborn. We want to keep things the way they were, right? We're kind of, it's comfortable. It's the way we've done things. And that's what happened to me. When I went to start taking apart this office to fit this new table in, it's like I started really looking at everything, all the different elements, and I was weighted down by so much stuff because, okay, I really needed to rearrange my filing. I really needed to figure out a better flow of things. I needed a way to organize papers better, but I didn't want to do it. So the best way to do it is in kind of a drastic thing like this and just blow it up completely. And then you can make the change, because then you start getting in motion. And once you start getting in motion, energy starts kind of like going and seething through you, right? Kind of getting crazy. You just want to blow it all up. And it feels good, right? You've done it before. I know you've done it. You've felt it. Now, if you don't have the kind of like energy to do it on a grand scale in your life, you don't have to. You really don't have to blow up your entire life. But pick something this week. Just pick one area. Pick a room. Pick a shelf, like I say, and blow it up and see what happens. See if you feel that energy being released. Or if you want, if it's time, and if it's really, you know that you are truly bad stuck, try something completely different than what you've been doing on a big, grand scale. Drop everything that you're doing. Drop the entire thing that you're doing, the project or the way of life or whatever. Try something different. And chances are you probably know inside that this is the time to do it, or at some time in the future, because you'll get to that point when you're stuck and nothing moves and nothing is going right. So try it somewhere this week. Pick out one little thing and blow that sucker up. And let me know how it kind of goes. I'm curious, because I think in the end, it's going to be pretty nice. So if you like this, like the video, subscribe if you want. As always, come along for the journey. But in the end, please blow something up this week. Blow something up nice, not a bad one, not a bad thing, a good thing in your life, in your mind, whatever. Get to a better place. Create your world. You're going to love it. Love you.